What's up, everybody? Chase Oliver 68 here, bringing you my UFC 159 fight recap and results. What can I say? UFC 159 was an interesting show. I certainly pretty much enjoyed most of it. Some of the fights kind of went but most of the time it wasn't an enjoyable show. But let's get started with the first fight. Debut of Pat Healy taking on number 9 ranked lightweight in the UFC, Jim Miller. Jim Miller, very, very good fighter in the UFC, has been around in a long time. Pat Healy debuting. This was a perfect matchup for Pat Healy to face. Jim Miller and Pat Healy, really, to be honest, great opening round. Great fight all around. I love the groundwork between these two men. I was entertained by this fight. I thought these two put on an excellent show. But to be honest here, great fight. Pat Healy wins by a nice submission, rear naked choke. I didn't see Jim Miller tapped. I don't know if he passed out. Is that why? Because I think I saw him tap earlier, but the ref just didn't see it earlier. I don't know, but I didn't really see a tap out, so maybe he passed out. But Pat Healy, I pretty much outbested Jim Miller. That's how Jim Miller wants to fight. Jim Miller wants to fight like that. He wants to fight how Pat Healy wants to fight, and Pat Healy outbested him on that. And really, to be honest, great win for Pat Healy, and I see a bright UFC lightweight career for him in the near future. Moving on forward to the light heavyweight division, one of the future stars in the light heavyweight division, Phil Davis, took on Vinny Magalaharis. And really, to be honest here, Phil Davis just said, "Hey, man, thanks for coming. I'm gonna outstrike you. I'm pretty much gonna look better than you. You're not gonna take me to the ground. I know what you can do on the ground. That's why I don't want to be on the ground with you." So, in all honesty, it was pretty damn smart for Phil Davis to just strike with him. Not an entertaining fight, but hey, Phil Davis won unanimous decision, and he keeps moving up the light heavyweight board. Roy Nelson and Chick Congo. It's about damn time, UFC. Give Roy Nelson a goddamn title fight. I don't give a shit if you don't like the way he presents himself. I don't give a shit. Give Roy Nelson a title shot, goddammit. I mean, the last fight he lost to, I believe, was to Junior Dos Santos. I don't want to see Kane versus Junior 3, okay? Oh, actually, he lost to Fabricio Werdum via unanimous decision. But even then, it's to be honest here, he beat Dave Herman by KO, Matt Mitrione by TKO, and Chick Congo by KO tonight. Give him a title shot, okay? Okay, if Mark Hunt wins against JDS, maybe, yeah, give Mark Hunt a title shot. But give Roy Nelson a title shot. He deserves a chance at the light heavyweight title. This guy has such at the heavyweight title. I mean, this guy is so entertaining. He's one of the few people a lot of people love watching in the UFC just because he knocks the fuck out of people. I mean, give him a shot at least against Cain Velasquez. Come on, man. I just think it's ridiculous that Roy Nelson, he can go on these winning streaks and then he loses one fight and he's pretty much out of, title contention. I feel Roy Nelson, he could actually do well against Cain Velasquez. I would definitely love to see that type of fight. So, please, Roy Nelson, give him a title shot in the near future. He defeated Chick Congo. We all know Chick Congo's a veteran in the heavyweight division of the UFC. But in all honesty here, Roy Nelson deserves a title shot. All right. Technical decision. First time since Jamie Varner versus Donald Cerrone that I can recall has been a technical decision in the cage, at least under the Zuffa banner. Michael Bisping took on Alan Belcher, and it was a Michael Bisping fight. If you've seen one Michael Bisping fight, you've seen them all. And I'm being dead serious about that. I mean, because Michael Bisping fights the same every time. There's nothing different about this man's game. So pretty much Michael Bisping, technical as fuck, did whatever he had to do. Pretty much was just Michael Bisping. Alan Belcher, he didn't really look all too hot. And then afterwards, in the third round, on accident, Michael Bisping pokes Alan Belcher in the eye. It was on accident. It didn't even look like he was trying to. He was trying to separate, and then all of a sudden the finger went like this right into the eye. And Alan Belcher's eye just disappeared. It was disgusting. They were focusing on that. I almost wanted to puke looking at it. But in the end, I was just like, you know what? They better take this to a technical decision. Because if Michael Bisping loses this fight by DQ, it wasn't like he was trying to poke Alan Belcher in the eye. I understand if you're trying to poke Alan Belcher in the eye, then yeah, that's a disqualification. But I'm glad they took it to technical decision. Michael Bisping won the fight that is the right call, right decision. Michael Bisping once again moves up the middleweight ladder. And you know what? Michael Bisping loves to fight, and he's just happy to be there. And you know what? If he's happy to be there, sure, why not? All right, the Ultimate Fighter's 17 coaches. Jon Jones and Chael Sonnen. Oh my God, a light heavyweight title fight. You know, Chael Sonnen didn't really trash talk this much in this fight. He didn't really trash talk leading up to it. He trash talked the night before, but like pretty much he just kind of is all like, you know, same old Chael Sonnen, like biggest arms in the UFC. I don't know. He's just talking, okay? And so he's facing off against Jon Bones Jones. And what does Jon Bones Jones do? Just does what Chael Sonnen does to all his opponents. Destroys Chael Sonnen, defeats Chael Sonnen via elbows and strikes on the ground, TKO. Fight was pretty interesting. Like, I liked how Chael Sonnen was working in the clinch, but other than that, it was kind of an interesting fight. Not really a really great fight, but it was interesting nonetheless. But Jon Jones wins, and it turns out that his foot or toe, I don't know what happened. He broke it during the fight. We don't know what happened. Jon Jones is not going to Jamaica. Chael Sonnen looks like that he's going to reevaluate his situation, because if he can't fight for a title anymore, why in the blue hell would he want to be in the industry? And that makes perfect sense, because when you're in the UFC, you want to try to become UFC champion at some point. And if you're at Chael Sonnen's age and you're 36, you had 3 title shots, you went 0-3 in all those title shots in the UFC division. You never held the world title. That is your one dream. You can't reach it. You're 36 years old. You know it's going to take a shit ton of fights to get you back into that position. And even if you get back into that position, you're probably going to be a 40-year-old man by then. I understand why Chael Sonnen's thinking about if he wants to retire. And hell, you know what? I wouldn't mind if Chael Sonnen retired. He's proven that he's a fighter in this business. He's proven that, you know, he can sell a pay-per-view fight. He's probably one of the few people that got a lot of people interested back in the UFC. You know, there's a lot of people that hate Chael Sonnen, and there's understandable reasons why. But, you know, the thing is, a lot of people got back into the UFC because of Chael Sonnen. And you know what, Mr. Sonnen? Even though I'm not one of your biggest fans, I got to thank you for that. You did an excellent job and always promoting the Anderson Silva fights. And after that, you know, you are a pretty solid fighter. I don't think you're as trash as some people think you are. I actually think you're a really solid fighter, and I understand if you want to retire. And if this was your last fight, the performance wasn't really good, but hey, you know what, Chael Sonnen, you did good in your fighting career. It wasn't like the most excellent fighting career you could have, but you did good in your fighting career, so why not? And besides, we're going to see him on UFC tonight. He's going to be, ESPN will try to find a way to sign his ass just to talk about sports just because he's controversial like that. I mean, he's an interesting figure, Chael Sonnen, and you cannot deny that. Even if you're a Chael Sonnen hater, you cannot deny the fact Chael Sonnen is an interesting figure. But hopefully Johnny Bones Jones, foot, toe, whatever it is not serious. Because I want to see this guy fight Alexander Gustafsson or Lyoto Machida again. You know, I just want to see this guy fight some more. He's always so fun and entertaining to watch. You know, this wasn't one of his most entertaining bouts, but it was just fun to, you know, watch him. He did a really good job with the clinches. He did a good job in the takedown department. And also his ground and pound was much more crisper than the last fight with the Vitor Belfort. So, in all honesty here, UFC 159 was a really solid show. I thought it was, you know, it was kind of like most UFC pay-per-views that I do like. You know, a really strong opener, an okay second fight, a really good knockout in between. You get a nice little technical fight in there. And then you got a main event that, you know, has you guessing. Yeah, Chael Sonnen had me guessing a little bit because I didn't know what he was going to do in this fight. So it was really interesting to me. So really, to be honest, very solid show by the UFC. My fighter tonight has to go to Pat Healy and Jim Miller. Submission of the night goes to Pat Healy for his 6th submission. And knockout of the night goes to Roy Nelson. Give Roy Nelson a title shot. Tell me what you guys thought about UFC 159 in the comment section down below. If you guys like me, you can subscribe by clicking the little icon right here or down below. You can also like this video if you want to. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. All that good stuff is down below. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed your UFC. I pretty much enjoyed it. I thought it was a solid show. Tell me what you guys thought down below. All right, I'll see you all later. Peace!